Hi, and welcome to Color Rally Deck Tech. I'm Bob the Ogre. Check out my website at Bob the Ogre. I'm my patron and custom token set. Create custom tokens that are kind of haha, like this Aussie Scion XB Scion are on it. So if you go to my patron link and I'm my patron, that's set. Now let's get into my deck tech. I'm currently playing 4-color rally. My win rate with it is about 50-50. I top 8 down 8 50% of the time. Although my local meta is changing, it seems like a lot of people have adopted the deck. There's a lot of hate for it in people's sideboards, such as Anafenza, Counterspell, things of that nature. So let's get into it. This is the deck. So 4 Catacomb Sifters, 4 Sidisi's Faithful, 4 Nantuko Husks, 4 Zulaport Cutthroats, 4 Elvish Visionary, 4 Grim Hardspecs, 4 Jace, Prince Prodigy. That's really the creature base there. Spells. There's only 8 spells in the deck, which are Rally the Ancestors. And then we have 24 lands. I'm currently playing 3 Sandstep Citadels, but you should actually be playing Flooded Strands. I don't have Flooded Strands, so I'm playing. It seems to be okay, except when I draw like 3 slow lands off the initial draw. I automatically. You don't want to be slow. So 3 Sandstep Citadels, 1 island, 1 plains, 1 swamp, 1 forest, 2 prairie streams, 2 Sunken Hollows, 4 Windswept Heaths, 4 Polluted, 2 Canopy Vistas, 3 Evolving One, and 3 Sandstep Citadels. That's my land base there. Let's take a look at the sideboard. So my sideboard's a little different than you'll see on some of the lists, such as on M and whatnot. I have a Dragon Lord Silumgar. He's really there for decks that are heavy with flyers or an Eldrazi ramp deck, which didn't really help me in one of my videos earlier because I didn't draw enough mana to cast him. 2 Dispels. Those are there to protect your rallies or your collected company if you're playing Dispel, or your Nantuko Husk if your opponent's playing Crackling Dunes, or Abzan. 2 Abzan Ascendancy. That's another flyer defense card, so every time you sack, you get a spirit token that flies. 2 Anafenzas. Anafenza's really there for the mirror match. You can focus on being your opponent in the mirror down if nobody can write anything out of it. So whoever is fastest there will. 2 Despises. Again, that's there for the mirror match. Also, Abzan Aggro. If you can disarm the Anafenzas and with the Despises, you'll be in a lot better shape. If they're playing you and they know what you play, if you're playing against Abzan Aggro and they know what you're playing, they're going to keep a hand, initial hand as an Anafenza right at. So you can Despise turn 1, grab an Anafenza. Painful Truths, 2. Not a whole lot of these 4-color rally decks are playing it. The deck that beat has actually played Painful Truths and was what pushed him over top. Cortez plays in my local shop, and I played him with this deck the week before he went to Vegas and top-aided the Invitational. So Painful Truths was what put it over the top of a Esper token. I really like this card. Draw acceleration. For the times when I feel like I'm not getting what I need fast enough, Like Friday night, I was playing, and I just couldn't seem to hit what I needed when I needed it. Um, I kept hitting land pockets and whatnot, and when I put Painful Truths in, it accelerated me into what I needed, like a rally or collected company. Um, Crux of Fate. Crux, just good board wipe. If I nuke the board, I don't really care. Usually I'll nuke the board one turn with a Crux of Fate, just wipe the board out completely. And then I'll rally the Ancestors the next turn for game win. And then Merciless Executioner. That's for those hexproof creatures such as like Dragon Lord. They can't prevent sack effects, so that's a good remove. Let's talk about the win conditions here. The win conditions obviously are Rally the Ancestors and Nantuko Husk, and the Zulaport Cutthroat. So what happens is Nantuko Husk comes out on the board, and you've already established a board state with Zulaport Cutthroats, maybe some Catacomb Sifters. Nantuko Husk is a sacrifice engine. Trigger all of your other creatures. So, sacrifice Nantuko Husk, or you sacrifice everything to Nantuko Husk, swing for win, or trigger Zulaport Cutthroat triggers, draining your life. Combination. The trick with Nantuko Husk is that'll really make your opponents mad is with Silk Wrap. If you sacrifice the creatures or on the stack with Silk Wrap when Silk Wrap's cast, you can rally them back later instead of having them sitting in exile. Just remember that. It can be hard to remember, but sacrifice the Nantuko Husk if you get Silk Wrapped. Sacrifice whatever gets Silk Wrapped to Nantuko Husk as soon as you possibly can. Put that trigger on. Rally the Ancestors is really a game win. If you don't draw this, you really can't win the game. That's why creatures such as Grim Harspecks, Elvish Visionary, and Collected Company can accelerate your draw. Elvish Visionaries and the Grim Harspecks coming on the. So you really need to have one, which is why you also need to prioritize in your fetching white mana. If you do an Evolving Wilds early in the you need to go get a Plains, really, unless you have no Rally in your hand. Or you need to go get Prairie Streams, Canopy Vistas on your fetches. Because the 2 white mana, it's really easy to be stuck at 3 or 4 mana without the 2 white mana sometimes. So you really need to prioritize picking up white fetches. Weaknesses of this deck. Flying. You have no creatures that fly. You have no creatures. So flying decks will just go right over top of you. Usually Wingmate Rock hits the board, and that's just game for me. So that's why I have some removal, like the Executioners and Dragon Lord Silumgar. With the prevalence of my local meta of Abzan aggro or Esper tokens, or Esper midrange, yeah, that's why I have Silumgar there. Again, your meta made. Infinite Obliteration really hurts if they take your Zulaport Cutthroat or it doesn't hurt as much if they take the Zulaport Cutthroat. Hurts a lot if they take the Nan. That's your sacrifice engine. If they take the Nan. If they take the Zulaport Cutthroat, then your game plan just shifts to beat down. You just want to pump the Nantuko Husk as much as possible and swing in damage. And Abzan Charm. Abzan Charm is absolutely painful for you. Just because you'll pump the Nantuko husk and will Abzan Charm it as soon as they possibly can. So that's another reason to use the dispels if you're playing Abzan. What do I sideboard out? Usually, Jace is good game 1. He's not good any of the other games. So usually I sideboard out the fortresses and sideboard in. Usually never more than 4 cards. So that's usually what I do. Again, here's the deck. You'll find the deck list below. In the sideboard. Find the list below and on my website, Bob the Ogre. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it in the bottom below there. Thanks a lot.